Hi everyone. Happy Sunday and welcome to the 14th day of the 14 days of lockdown scrap lifts at Scrap Squad. I'm also doing the Mind the Scrap CyberCrop, and I'm using my April Mind the Scrap kit. So I've got several things going on here. The scrap lift is a really beautiful one by Rebecca Meadows of the of Scrap Squad. She's amazing, but it's deceptively simple, really beautiful, large tag shape as a background for the photos and kind of an anchor for the cluster of flowers and butterflies. And she's got the photo cut into a tag shape and then a contrasting tag there. So I'm going to use as my background tag this really pretty geometric gold foil print pattern in the Dear Lizzie Here and Now collection. And everything I've selected is from this 6x8 paper pad. So my large background tag is going to be a little bit smaller than hers, but we'll kind of adjust things as we go along. I have fussy cut some flowers out of the pattern that is going to be this other tag that's going to kind of sit on here. And I'm using this photograph of Ava from, it's a watercolor technique app that has gone over it because of all the photos that were taken at this photo shoot. Her mom used to do cute little photo shoots of her back in the day, and she in this one, Ava had actually moved her head and it was a little bit blurry. So I ran it through this photo editor called Waterlog and made a watercolor painting of it. And it's I'm not going to tell you the whole prompt from the Mind the Scrap challenge, but let's say that having a big smile on a baby's face is appropriate for it. So I've got these fussy cut flowers, some other flowers in that line. I've got a heart from a previous Mind the Scrap kit. I have a parakeet, some leaves, some black and white flowers, and some gold foil. So I'll see which of those I use. Probably won't use them all, but I have selected those as the possible embellishments. So I'm going to start by pulling this off the mat, and I'm going to make the, I have a punch that makes the edges, the card type edges on, or the angle edges that you would use for tags. And I'm going to cut this one here. That's the larger of the two angles. I guess that shows. I'm going to ink the edges of that, and I'm going to do the top of this one. So I'm going to have mine placed differently on the page. What I thought I might do is have them kind of offset like that. So I want to be careful when I angle this down. I don't want it to come down too far. So I was thinking a while ago that maybe I'd put it on the grid and mark, which I did here, at 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches down there, and then I'll use my trimmer. So I'll get another 1.5 inches, and let me get the trimmer out and get that done. That's a little bit smaller angle than Rebecca used, but I think it will work. Okay, and I'm not going to cut holes. I'm going to do what Rebecca did, which was to put hearts, and I probably won't put one on here. I do want to lift this up with some foam. Let me get this over here. I kind of want to span the whole thing. Okay. There's a certain angle that you have to hold it at when you're doing, that works. When you're putting it on foam. Okay, so now I want to see where these guys, let me do the distressing. And do I want to use brown or black? I've got some black and white things in there, so I think I'm going to go with black. Put those there. And I'm not going to do it very won't do it. I'll try to be careful and have it just on the very edges, not a real distressed look, just a distinctive edge showing. And I could have accomplished that by doing a thin matting on it. I'm going to do this one too. This has really been a fun couple weeks of doing the lifts. The Scrap Squad girls are just so talented at picking lifts that will be, they'll stretch your creativity in some cases. In other cases, it's they're easy enough to make you feel accomplished, even if you're even if it in the simplicity of them. I'm not sure how to say that. So I thought I might do something like this. This gives me some opportunity for embellishing up here and kind of overlapping the embellishments. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll back these with foam, a little bit of foam as well. The work on this is going to be deciding which flowers not to use. Okay, I think that's good there. Actually, when I planned this, I was going to put this one down here, and I think I am going to do that. let me get, because I think the top one ought to be pointing up and the bottom one ought to be pointing down. Not sure that's even a design requirement. It's just how I pictured it. So let me make sure. Have this stick out the same amount as that one. Okay, so I've got that. Let me see what kind of hearts I'm going to use. I think I'll use a pink one for this guy, and let me get that somewhat centered. It's going to be kind of right there, and that is, I can move that if I need to. I'm going to use the only of these, the only two that are the same size are these kind of minty green aqua ones, and make sure I get that in the middle because that's on photo paper and I can't get it up if it's stuck down. Okay, now I'm going to bring the background paper, just a single sheet of the magical white paper from Scrap, and I'm going to mount this a bit leftish. I want to use a perspective from Bramble Fox. I just got my Bramble Fox box, my FoxBox in last night, and there's this that I thought I'd work in somehow after I see the flowers, but as I'm putting the flowers, I need to kind of be aware of maybe leaving a spot. I love how in Rebecca's, she's got the flowers coming out and then she has them tucked in to have room for her title. So I'm hoping to be able to do that. So I'll kind of put this here, and I may, well, this shouldn't be too bad. I was going to say I may not stick it down because I do, I have not, as you saw, I took it out of the package. I hadn't removed the protective covering, but that didn't take too long. Okay. Let's get this party started. I hope you're all sheltered happily at home, and that you're keeping safe and well. We're all doing pretty well here. I could put that in. Let me just kind of place it there and see. I've got several different colors of pink. I've got the flowers that I fussy cut from the pattern that I used, and I've also got some kind of some colors that are a little bit closer to what you see in the photo. You do see that pretty pink in the bow that's in her hair, and if I hadn't cut the bottom half inch or so off here, you'd have seen a pink, some pink embroidery on her little shirt. But, so I think I'm gonna start with this bright pink, and I'm gonna lay that down and layer over it so that that's not a huge part of the color story, shall we say. I'm going to do, I like this gold foil, and I'm probably going to layer it on the background as well. Okay, I'll have it overlapping a bit there. And then I'll do maybe this one underneath there. Okay, and that kind of lets me put that there. So I'm going to take it off, say that if I just overlap things here, that's going to work for me. So let me get well, another thing that I want to do is use this gold one, this one that has the gold foiling, but no color to it. I want to have that one layered on top of here, and then I'm going to layer maybe the more visible, distinctive butterfly. The other one has lighter, the lines aren't as heavy, so it doesn't show as much. I'm going to kind of layer it right there. And I'll save this one for maybe, I only have 2 butterflies to use, so let me kind of see. I'd like it there, but I'll layer it on top of some flowers. And I somehow want to use this bird. Since I only had 2 butterflies, I decided to add a bird to the mix, but let me do some more layering there. Let's take one of these guys that I fussy cut that wasn't whole. So let me have that with those leaves sticking out there. I want to use at least one of these, and I thought a good place for it would be down in by the photo, because that's what brings in those kind of brownish peachy tones. And because I would like to also have it represented somewhere else so that that's not the only spot, I suppose I could just kind of tuck it under there, barely showing. Okay, and then the main flowers that are going to be layered on the top will be the ones that match the pattern paper that I made the tag out of. Okay, so that's good there. I'm going to go with this here. And I'll layer another one of these, maybe right in here and kind of under there. And all of that's elevated on foam, so I don't have to worry. Now I want to get a complete one. This one I will layer on foam. Those have enough dimension over the ones that are kind of just flat on the. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, that's good, but I'm not happy with it. I'll like it better, I think, when I add the butterfly in, and I'll put the butterfly there. And I'm rapidly getting to the point where I don't know that I need everything I've got. Maybe here. Okay, that's several layers up. I've got these leaves, but I don't know that I'll need them. I cut, those would be appropriate for the full scale pattern, and I don't have that. I want to overlay some of these flowers over this hot pink. And maybe I'll do this one on a foam dot. I just hate these little things because they inevitably end up on my clothes or on the floor. And I'm not, especially when I'm filming, I'm not usually too careful about where they go. But I live to regret it later. How about this guy right there? Okay, and I think that may be close to it. There, so I've kind of woven his little tail underneath those. I would like to go ahead and add this down here, and I'll raise it on a dot so it has some dimension over that. I don't want to layer anything over the photo. Okay, that works. Is there any place else that I need one of these? This one is kind of cute. And maybe I could just put it down here. And then I could layer one. I see one that's got a cut edge with the leaves going the other way. I'll do this, and then I'll tuck this one under. Like that. Okay, now I have some sequins that I thought I might use, but I think they're not the right color. I may go hunt for some, or just use white ones, or I may just leave the sequins off. I had thought about using this You Are Amazing, but it's a little bit flippant for this layout. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but it's not, someone would say it's not precious enough. This is a precious layout. It's, I do a lot of, kind of fun, flippant sorts of layouts. And I don't do very many beautiful ones, but I was inspired by Rebecca's to go the beautiful route this time, and I love it. So I'm gonna call it finished. I'm gonna, hopefully that's in frame for you. Let me stand up and check it. Yes, it is. Again, thank you very much to Scrap Squad for your amazing inspiration. The lifts you post are always wonderful, and you ladies do such a great job of interpreting them yourselves. You're all truly artists, and I really enjoyed doing this one today. So thank you for watching, And I'll see you next time, and let me get my trusty remote, and hopefully it'll work. I didn't hear a ding.